let's move on to Elon Musk. Yeah, we're talking about people who want to be liked.
Yeah,
my God. Like Elon Musk, he's both our topics, actually. We're going to talk about Elon Musk and his power that he's like, honestly, Elon Musk is essentially a co-president of the United States at the moment, at least. He owns President Trump right now, and he funded the campaign. He owns Twitter, or X, which is now honestly one of the major reasons that Trump won. I am convinced that Elon Musk propaganda campaign of turning X into a Nazi post-farming platform only helped. And once again, another thing Elon Musk just stumbled into it's like God has blessed Elon Musk. We have to accept this right now, that this is what's going on here, because he acts like buying Twitter was this exercise in promoting free speech and this noble thing. No, he did it as a joke, and he was forced into buying it. And he's been hemorrhaging cash day after day, but it got the job done. And now it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to him, because you've seen that his predictions are nonsense and the fraud he probably be facing. But we're going to talk about the more fun part here. Well, the more dire part here, the Department of Government Efficiency. And Elon Musk had been talking about this, I don't know, ever since he announced that he was going to be promoting the Trump campaign. And of course, everyone noticed that it was a acronym that spelled Doge, because Elon Musk is obsessed with the older the meme, the better. He just loves that. And so we'll go to you, John, first. What do you think about Vivek and Elon heading the unofficial Department of Government Efficiency?
Okay, so here's the thing, TJ. I've been cooking this for a little bit. I think they're being put at the kids' table. Like I think, like what you just said, I kind of agree. It's like, oh, Elon kind of lucked into this like avenue for himself of like getting out, or not getting out of buying Twitter, but at least like having it not completely ruin him. But
yeah,
I don't think this thing is real in any way, shape, or form. I think it's about it. Like, remember fucking Space Force? I think it's about as real as Space Force. And in fact, actually, I think Space Force is far more real.
Yeah, Space Force is real. I mean, I
think Trump was like, "Yo, Elon, thank you very much for setting the Twitter algorithms to promote me and nothing else." And by the way, do you guys still use Twitter?
Yeah.
So I have noticed I'm starting to see a lot of the left-wing voices I used to see in my For You feed. And all of the right-wing, not all of them, but a lot of the right-wing voices are gone. I don't know. Might be a coincidence. Could be confirmation bias. I don't think it is. But there's no real, it's just imaginary still. Like, there's no real power in this. And even like Donald Trump has said, like, yeah, this is from outside the government. Like, I think this is just a little playpen to put Vivek and Elon and reward them for their loyalty that isn't really going to do anything at all. And that is most of Elon's companies, but like to an even greater extent. I at first I was like worried that they're going to fucking gut it and do everything, and we're going to get to the Vivek side of it later. Because I do want to talk about the Vivek side of it, but I really do think this is a, hey buddy, when I was like a teenager, I had a little cousin, and like we'd have to watch him. So me and my buddy would play Call of Duties, and we'd give him a controller that wasn't plugged in and tell him that he was playing. I think that's what Trump did to Elon Musk here. But I don't know. What do you think, Brenda?
That's actually a really good analogy, and I never thought of it that way, but it really is. I mean, the first thought that went through my head was, okay, the president-elect doesn't have the power to create a new department. Neither does the president himself. So it's like, why? But people in MAGA are excited about that. They're like, oh, here comes Elon and Vivek in to save the day, and we don't even know what it means. We don't fully understand what it means. But I'm curious to see what happens going forward with Elon and Trump, because their egos are so huge. They're both like, I don't know. That's one of those things where I don't know how long that little love affair is going to last, because they're both so egotistical and both so power hungry. And I think Elon does feel like that he's bought this thing, and it's his. He's in the family portraits, and all stuff. But I don't know. Again, I said this earlier in the show. I don't know how this is going to be once it does start playing out, how long it's going to be before they turn on one another. Because there was a time that Elon didn't seem too fond of Trump. And then, now suddenly he is. So how long will the honeymoon last?
So go ahead, TJ. I hadn't thought about that too much, and my brain is just flying right now with
No, go for it. I'm looking for something. Yeah, go for it.
Well, because you're totally right, Brando. Vivek has already, like, he's also a billionaire. He also obviously has an ego, but we've seen Vivek is able to just fucking eat shit like no one's ever seen before. He will sit there and have people tell him to his face that they don't think he should be president because he's Indian. And he's just going to eat that fucking shit. And he has modeled himself after Trump with the explicit intent of worming his way into the government.
Yeah.
Elon is not like that. Elon views himself as the center of the universe. He is attached to Trump because Trump is giving him what he wants right now. And honestly, Elon was floundering a bit, and he needs to continue to build on this house of cards. It's just his entire life is a giant shell game. But like, it's gonna get to the point where Godzilla fights Mechagodzilla here. Like, Trump's gonna win, which is gonna be really funny. But it's going to go really poorly for Elon, and that is going to hurt Trump, because the Elon fanboy and the Trump fanboy are two different audiences, and it's going to happen. Like, you're totally right. Those two egos cannot coexist for long enough. Eventually, Elon's going to figure out that the controller ain't plugged in, and he's going to be pissed about it.
The thing with Elon and Trump is, you're right, that the egos are going to come to head, but Trump does have the actual power, because like John was mentioning, by the way, Tennessee Brando, you were laughing at John's controller joke. There's a reason I wasn't laughing, because I wrote down right here, kids controller. I was right about to say the same thing. So John swooped in and stole the thunder. I was like, oh, this is like giving your little brother the controller doesn't work. And yeah, there are downsides to having the same sense of humor. So, that's just, you got to get to the joke real quick before the other one does. But yeah, this is this thing with Elon. Trump is going to win because he has the actual power. And like John, we were talking about, this is put him at the kids' table. That's a good point, because what Trump has made very clear. I mean, they haven't lied about this. They said that this isn't an official department. This isn't an actual cabinet position. We're not going to create it. This is just an advisory role. That Elon Musk is going to come up and say, we need to slash, what did he say, a third of the federal budget somehow. A third of the federal budget can't happen. Yeah, cannot happen. Vivek Ramaswamy wants to fire everyone with a social security number that ends in an odd number. Not insane propositions, even for a Trump administration. So I think it's going to be a way for Republicans, like, they can release statements and say the Department of Government Efficiency says that we should fire everyone who has a grandparent who wasn't born in the United States of America or something, and just kind of spread the propaganda that way. It's not going to happen, because they care about the morality of it, but the government does have to work somewhat in order for them to retain power. So it's just, I am interested to see what the full-time goal is, because if Elon Musk is going to realize this, he's like, I don't have really any real influence, and then he's going to throw a fit. But once again, Trump is the person who's actually president of the United States and has some sort of power and authority. And that's why I wanted to bring up, this is a famous one. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this, but when Brandon, you mentioned that Trump and Elon didn't always get along. This is a tweet that Donald Trump made a few years ago. Yeah, when Elon Musk came to the White House asking me for help on all of his many subsidized projects, whether it's electric cars that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere, without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and a Republican, I could have said, drop to your knees and beg, and he would have done it. Listen, most true statement Trump has ever made. The fact that there are so many people who worship at the altar of Elon Musk and say that he's some sort of super genius. Elon Musk would be nowhere without, one, being born rich, two, dumb fucking luck with happening to invest with the PayPal folks, investing with the Tesla folks. He's never invented anything. And all the money he gets is from government subsidies, whether it be for Tesla, whether it be for SpaceX. And you guys saw how the rocket that they landed after it took off and make it reusable and stuff. Yeah, look, that's a good accomplishment. I'm not a hater. I can give it that. If you look at Elon's timeline from when he first got that money, like 4 years ago, that stage of the operation, 3 years behind. It is 3 years. That is stage one. And he just now finished it. Billions of dollars to be years behind schedule, saying that we would be on Mars by 2030 or something like that. He's just a con man. And that, Trump winning bothers me, but Elon Musk getting away with it again bothers me more. It really does. It bothers me a lot more.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk, that's the thing. Like, he's not long for this world.
He can't be.
And I don't mean that like he's going to die, but he's going to stop being Elon Musk, because there are a lot of billionaires in this world that have entrenched power, and even the new money ones, like fucking Facebook guy,
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg just had a total brain freeze there. He has entrenched his money and power. He has actual effective influence in this world. Elon Musk runs a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
A very successful Ponzi scheme, but eventually it falls out from under him. He doesn't act, he's created no value of any sort except for shareholder value. And as soon as he stops doing that, it all falls in on itself. And that's why you've seen Elon become more and more and more outlandish.
Yep.
Because he needs to keep the fucking people flowing in and buying that Tesla stock. That's how he operates. And honestly, if you listen to what like people at SpaceX like say about him, they're like, yeah, no, we just give him shiny toys to like make himself feel good, and we do the actual work in spite of him. Like, that's what the engineers at SpaceX will say. And that's exactly what Doge is. And eventually he's gonna, again, maybe he knows he's playing without the controller. But that's the difference between him and Vivek, I think, is that Vivek completely understands what this is. He completely understands it's a meme, and he understands the power of memes. But he doesn't see this as the ends. He sees this as the means. I think Elon genuinely sees this as the ends, and I think that when he realizes it's not, it's going to crumble down on him. And if he makes the wrong move and he does fight Trump because his ego's too big, the whole house of cards comes tumbling down on him. And I do think we're going to see a massive meltdown of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Not too far from now, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think the wheels will come off sooner than we think. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? He's managed to avoid the fucking hammer this entire time. So.
Yeah, he has.
I don't understand. Like, so you're saying, John, what are you saying? Like, Vivek, you think that Vivek does realize the absurdity of this. Vivek does realize that this is nonsense. Vivek is playing into it. I
respect Vivek, TJ. He's good for this channel. Not gonna lie, that might bias my opinion, but like, I respect him. I think that he doesn't drink the Kool-Aid. I think he understands exactly what he's doing. I don't know what his goals are, but I think he knows what he's doing. I don't think that he's being led by his own ass here. I think he has intelligence to him that is actually real.
Yeah. So like with Trump ran for office out of spite because of Barack Obama. He won. I will go to my grave convinced Donald Trump did not expect to win in 2016 like anybody else. Like, it was just he probably didn't expect to get out of the primary.
Cars, TJ.
Yeah. It's like, if you guys remember in 2016 when Trump ran, all the Republicans that are still prominent now, they all shit on him. They all said that this guy's a cancer. This guy's going to destroy the Republican Party. You can find the quotes. Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio. He wasn't in office at the time, but JD Vance. People were saying that this guy is terrible. He's going to destroy the party. And I said the same thing. I said, oh, man, is this guy like a Democratic psyop to destroy the Republicans? This is pretty great. And
I thought so too.
TJ, I'm not going to lie. I registered as a Republican to vote for him in the primaries. Because
Piper, John.
Big mistake. Not that it would have mattered, but big mistake. I can admit it. But it was, I feel like, still a good process pick at the time.
Yeah, I can see the thinking. And then you have, Elon Musk, who's not running for politics. But you guys remember when he bought Twitter, he announced that I think Twitter should be politically neutral. I'm taking it away from the woke mob, Jack Dorsey, that communist who was propping all that propaganda and everything. What did he say? I am the left end of the right wing and the right end of the left wing and everything. I'm a centrist, straight shooter down the middle. fast forward a year later, and Kamala Harris is Satan. He's posting and everything like that. So Elon Musk is doing it out of desperation. That Elon Musk, so we guys know what I was talking about, people listening before, is that Elon Musk has spent the last 10 years promising tickets to paradise, saying that we're going to have driverless cars. Like there's going to be, I think just last year, he said that there would be 1 million robo-taxis on the road that people could buy and use at any time. And that we would be going to Mars and we'd be there in a decade or so. Just fairy dust. And that's catching up. Tesla stock went down. It plunged like 60% or something like that last month when he did that We Robot exhibit where he pretended the robots were these AI automatons when they were just dudes controlling them with controllers and stuff. So he knew his time was running out. And he's gonna face fraud charges. Like he is. Like you can be able to, that's one thing that they will put billionaires in jail for. If you lie to them, lie to rich investors. They did it with that one girl who had the blood machines. They did it with Sam Bankman-Fried. Those people were billionaires. They went to jail. Like that's pretty much the only way billionaires can. And even when Elon Musk was on Tucker Carlson's show, he said, if Kamala Harris wins, I'm fucked. Now he pretended it's because Kamala Harris just had it out for him. No, it's because he knew that he had put all his chips in with Donald Trump. And that if he was in the Trump administration, he would have protection as someone who was who had the ear of the president. So Elon Musk is doing it out of desperation. Vivek, though, doesn't have to do this at all. He doesn't. And he does. Like, what do you think his end game is here, Brando? That's a good question, John.
Yeah, I don't know. He's one of those that I don't understand, other than he is just someone who is, I think a lot of them was just trying to save their ass in case Trump was reelected, and now here we are. I mean, I don't understand really. I don't think he's an idiot, in that manner, but he's definitely someone who has played along with this game. And maybe he was just hoping for a position of power. Maybe he was hoping for, a potential run later on down the line. I'm not sure, but I think it's funny to me that these two are the co-chair of this newly created play. It's like, how are they even going to work together? I don't know. I don't understand how they're even going to work together.
All right. Thank you very much for coming and watching The Left Wing today. If you were one of our over 1,000 live viewers, we very much appreciate you. And again, cannot stress this enough, hit that subscribe button. And Absolutely. If you're one of our hopefully maybe hundreds of viewers who are watching this clip on YouTube later, also hit that subscribe button. And if you want to know where to find Brando, well, you probably already do because he brought you here. But Brando, for the rest of them, tell us where they can find you.
Well, I'm Tennessee Brando on YouTube and on most platforms. On Instagram and TikTok, I'm TN_Brando. So you can find me out there. But guys, I really appreciate you having me on, and everybody go over and subscribe to the Left Wing Pod. I was glad that we was able to run this show on both channels and bring our audiences together. You're two of my favorite voices, and it's just always a pleasure to sit down and talk with you. I just like to sit back and be in a different seat. It's like a lot of times I'm the one doing it. I interviewed TJ last week, and it's like now I just like to sit back and have the conversation. And I've saw a lot of people in the comments. Someone said they love the collaboration, so I'm glad we made it happen. And everybody go over and subscribe to the Left Wing Pod, and let's keep having these kind of conversations, and let's learn how to laugh.
Let's do it. Thanks so much, Tennessee Brando. Folks, really appreciate you watching the show. It's been great. It's been fun. It felt kind of odd because I feel like we were on his show more than he was on ours, but look, it's great. It's first time everything. So thanks a lot. We'll catch you guys later.
Thank you.
All right.